If you want to change the results you get in life, you must first change your identity because you can never outgrow your own self worth. And if you don't believe you are worthy of this thing, you'll never be able to sustain it and keep it. You can take a look at people who get in good relationships, but deep down, they believe that they're unlovable and that they're unworthy. Like, oh, this man or this woman is too good for me. And this is their identity. This isn't what other people tell them. No, this is how they see themselves. So, because they believe that this person is too good for them, they self sabotage a relationship and they will go be with somebody who treats them badly because that's how they see themselves. Now, if you want to get better results in life, better grades, better money, job opportunities, business opportunities, relationships, whatever it is that you want to have, you must first be someone that is in line with the thing you want to have. Because when you're being someone in something that's connected to that goal, you will do things that are in line with the goal that inevitably, with enough time, leads to having the goal. So, right now, for those who don't know, my name is Lawrence. I'm a youth empowerment speaker, and I specialize in helping teen young adults build self love, confidence, and a positive outlook on life. And I've been doing this for 4 years. So, I started when I was 15. And I have an office in downtown Center City. I have my ring light, my webcam, and I get paid to do this. If you happen to be a school principal, podcast host, or run a youth focused organization, you can contact me at my email address, lawrence@lawrenceharris.com. If you're a young person looking to get some one on one advice, you can book a call with me using the link in the description, as well as finding my books on Amazon. With that said, back to the video you came here for. Now, when I started at 15, I had to be mentally the person that would do things that would lead me to having the life I have now. When I was 15, you can go back on my YouTube videos. I think, I probably took down the one from when I was 15. But when I started out, I was sitting on grass and park benches and whatnot, out in the rain. And I had to first mentally be to then do to lead to the life I now have. It wasn't, oh, I'll start making these YouTube videos when I have the office. I'll start when I have the business. I'll start when I have this. No, you have to be mentally in order to do actions that lead to having the thing you want. It's really that simple. Like, it's really that simple. Because if you don't believe that you can, you won't. Even if somebody handed you $1 million check, if you believe that you're not capable of being a millionaire, you will very quickly find a way to get rid of all that money, even though it was handed to you. And when you think about this even deeper, we're taught to do it backwards. Like, we're taught, oh, once you have this, then start doing this, and then you'll become this. But no, you have to mentally be it in order to do things that lead to having it. I'm trying to explain it more deeply, but it's so incredibly simple that it's kind of hard to make this a longer video. And that's really the beauty of when someone truly knows what they're talking about, they're able to explain it so simply. Now, I'm going to also, go a little more in depth on this too, because I want you to really get the point here. If you wanted to have $1 million, what kind of person do you have to be to become a millionaire? Not what kind of business do you need to start, not the thing you need to do. No, what identity shift do you need to make? Because growing up, you're often taught that, oh, people like us don't make money. It's hard to do that. That's unrealistic. But the millionaire version of you already has it. The millionaire version of you has the business, has the Lamborghini, has the penthouse, whatever it is that you want. The house in the middle of nowhere on a farm, whatever the thing you want is. That version of you already has it. So you need to be that version of you before you have what that version of you has. If that means you are making TikToks before you have a professional camera and the stage and all that, that's your way of being that version of you using what you have now before you have the things that version of you has. Because in order to get here, like this is your finish line, in order to get here, you must be in line with doing the things that lead to ending up right here. And it's also not just a matter of the actions you take, it's the identity shifts. Because the version of you that has what you want does not think it's unrealistic because they already have it. The version of you that is a millionaire does not think it's unrealistic to be a millionaire because they are already a millionaire. The version of you that has a girlfriend or boyfriend does not think it's unrealistic because they already have it. The version of you that has a business or has a car or has a license or graduated college and became a doctor, that version of you does not think it's unrealistic. So you need to figure out what is it actually. Here's what to do: get a piece of paper, write down what beliefs do I have that are stopping me from being who I want to be. What beliefs do I have that are stopping me from being the person that I need to be in order to have the things I want? Maybe you have a ingrained fear of talking to people and that's leading you to not having a girlfriend. Maybe you believe that it's hard to make money online and that's leading you to not having your own business. Maybe you believe that it's too hard to get into college and that stops you from applying. Because the version of you that believes it's possible exists. They exist. It's just about connecting with that. And when you align your beliefs, your thoughts, and your identity to the version of you that has what you want, and you do the things that leads to having those, you'll have it. And you have to first be in order to do, in order to have. Because if somebody is 300 pounds, right? You're 300 pounds, you want to get to 200. And it's not just a matter of like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. Like, that's the way you do it. You go to the gym, you change up what you eat. But if your identity still says, I'm going to go and eat the pizzas and the popcorns and the hot wings and the sodas, it doesn't matter what you're doing because what you're being, how you identify, the identity that you have is what keeps you at 300. So no matter how much you do, if you're not first being, you'll never have the weight that you want to be. You will never have the kind of money you want, the business you want, the relationship you want. Because your identity leads to what you do, that then leads to what you have. You cannot skip steps. You cannot say, okay, I'm just going to do all the work in order to get this, but not change who I am. Now, yeah, it could be possible. It's possible that you will win the lottery. It is technically possible for things like that to happen. But, like I said earlier, if you win the lottery, but your identity says, I can only have $50,000, you will very quickly end up at $50,000, even if you want 100 million. You will think, oh, I'm not going to do that. But why do like 99.9% of lottery winners blow it all? Some of them end up even worse than they started out, actually. And well, most of them do. But the point I'm getting at is that in order for you to be Well, in order for you to have what you want, you need to be the person, think the way, identify in order to then do the things that lead to having the result you desire. Recently, well, a few days ago actually, I got an opportunity to speak at the National Speakers Association of Philadelphia. How? First, when I was 15, I was being the person. I was identifying as the person. I saw myself as the person, which would then lead me to doing the actions of starting a YouTube channel, posting consistently, making TikToks, uploading content, getting a website, etc., which then led to me having the office. First, I had to be, then I had to do, then I got what I want. Be, do, have. That is the formula for achieving any goal you want. Because if you wanted a girlfriend, like we're gonna use that as an example, most of the people who watch my YouTube channel and my TikToks and all that are men. So if you want a girlfriend, first you have to be desirable to then do things such as talk to people, um, ask somebody out on a date, say, hi, my name is Michael, Lawrence, Tyler, whatever, which then leads to you having the girlfriend. That's the formula. If you be confident, if you be someone who believes that they are capable, if you be someone who knows what they want and is thinking from the perspective of their future version, you will then do things that lead to you having what you want. If you wanted $1 million and right now your bank account is at $22.15, I don't know why that number came to my head, but right now your bank account's at $22.15, you want to have $1 million. You have to be delusional enough, and people will think you're crazy when you do this. You have to be delusional enough to be mentally a millionaire. Mentally a millionaire. Identify as a millionaire. Talk to yourself like you're a millionaire. Treat yourself like you're a millionaire. Walk like a millionaire. Dress like a millionaire. Do what millionaires do. Not what every millionaire does, but what the millionaire version of yourself would be doing, which will then lead to you doing the things that will inevitably lead to you becoming a millionaire. Yes, there's exception to this, but if you really think about it, that's how you achieve anything. You must first be, and then do, and then you shall have. I hope you guys got value from this video. Also, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. My throat just closed up like 5 times while I was trying to make this. And if you have me a school principal, podcast host, or run a youth-focused organization, you can contact me at lawrence@lawrenceharris.com. Have a great day.